It is time now for Krusty's Corner with Brian Broaddus. And the corner, as always, is brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning, gimmick-free AC repair and replacement. And here's your king and your host, Broaddus.
Thank you very much, General, and thank you very much again to Reliant. And really appreciate them being on board. Look forward to having them out at camp with me in Krusty's Corner as well. A lot of information going to be at those practices and stuff like that. So I'm really, really excited about what we got going. And, oh, by the way, I got my status back for Avis.
Uh-huh.
So we don't have to wait in line.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's everything's like taken care of.
Oh, we're not going to get thrifty nickeled again?
No, I'm just going to walk there. My name should be on that board, and we go grab a car.
Do you say Super Bowl champion Brian Broaddus? That's how you do it?
You know, I don't go that far. I think I'm going to wear my Super Bowl ring this trip, though.
I think you should. I think you should just walk right up to the counter, put the ring down on the desk.
Well, we need to bring as many championship vibes out to Cowboys camp.
I might even just wear the World Series replica ring and just pretend it's legit.
Okay, I'm glad we're on the same page because I thought the exact same thing. That's a no-freaking-brainer, dude.
Okay.
We are bringing all the championship gear. We need to inspire these guys.
Yeah, but we're all sitting together on the flight out. But if you were sitting with other people and you had the ring, do you think you could have conversations with people about it? Like they look down and like, ooh, what's
you a champion?
And then you just make up some ridiculous story about, oh, yeah.
I'm a road warrior.
You know. This thing here? This whole thing?
Oh, yeah. And then they see the name on the side that says Simeon.
That was a fun year.
What's this all about?
I bet 9 out of 10 people sitting next to you would just believe that you were him.
Wouldn't be the first time a DFW sports radio host had made up a career in baseball. With that one?
Yeah. I think I know.
Zing!
Yeah, I think that's what we were talking about there. All right, I've got some questions for my guys. Again, excited about being out there at camp, and then thanks to everybody involved, too, for allowing me to be out there the whole time as well. That'll be a lot of fun. So look forward to some really good content coming from camp. All right, got some questions. Chief, I'll start with you. Are there some undervalued players on this roster? This Dallas Cowboys roster? Are there some undervalued guys that you know, when you start to in June, we get all those lists, and Dak's the 8th best, and Diggs is the 7th best. You know what I'm saying? Is there any undervalued players on this roster? And I'm not going to ask you. I know you're feeling about Dak, but
I would say like Ferguson, Tyler Smith. Those are two guys that are on these lists that you feel like they're not getting the national respect that you feel like they deserve.
Yeah.
And they're still sort of in the infancy of their careers, and they're not household name. It's not like either one of them were top picks. So to some extent, I understand it. The football hipsters understand how good Tyler Smith is or how good Jake Ferguson is and is going to be. Those would be the first two that come to mind. And probably Deron Bland as well.
Sure.
We can't get an honorable mention on the corners list, dude.
Yeah. I like where you're going there. How about you there, Wooly Bully?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I fought for Jake Ferguson when that top 10 came out. I agree 100% with Tyler Smith. I think Bland is a great name. I'm going to go with, and I brought him up yesterday in Osa Digizua.
Osa, yeah.
You know, and I feel like some of Osa wearing down is, I mean, he's really all you have in the middle. And some of that's like, man, he's having to take on everything. If he just had some competent pieces around him to try and help shoulder some of the burden, maybe that helps him be able to go through the wear and tear of the full 17-game schedule. But I think for the most part, we see Osa playing really high-level football.
He's pretty good. You know, I liked the idea of Jake Ferguson. I think Brandon Cooks is underrated, though. I just don't think he's getting the respect that he could as a number 2.
I like that.
Slow start last year, I think, hurt his overall numbers, and people think he's gotten old. But, I mean, the guy takes such great care of himself. He's going to be in amazing shape. So I'd go with him. And I think Mozzie as well. You know, I'm going to start calling him Smitty because I've never known a Smitty that was bad at his job. Okay, so
like this.
But I think they did him a massive disservice playing him in the wrong role last year. It messed with his head. I think the mentals are right coming into camp, and his role is right.
I like it.
And he will at least be a serviceable big.
Yeah, the thing with Cooks, if I could circle back on that, he had to start playing the role of Gallup because Gallup just wasn't good enough at it. So all of a sudden you're seeing him run routes inside and stuff, that the crossing routes and things like that, but him running slants and things, that's just he had to try. They had to have somebody that had to try those routes, and you know, he's the type of guy that will go and do it with a smile on his face. So anyway, all right, Chief. Wooly, I'm sorry, I went to you last time. Wooly, I'll go with you on this one. Is it wrong to forget about Damone Clark here?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's wrong. I think Damone Clark is a guy. So, okay, I'll say yes, it is. I think Damone Clark is going to benefit immensely by having Eric Kendricks.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is what we talked about last year, and Baldy brought this up, and I thought he was so spot on. Patrick Queen was a guy that struggled his entire career, also LSU product.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get a guy in Roquan Smith who now is the guy that can take over the green dot responsibilities, is able to get everybody lined up. Now Patrick Queen can play more freely. I think having Eric Kendricks there, where Damone Clark doesn't have to be the guy that's kind of trying to get everybody set up. I mean, he lost that with Leighton Vander Esch. Now Damone Clark can play freely. We've seen flashes. The New England game specifically stands out to me where he played really, really well. I think next to a veteran linebacker where he can just he knows his responsibility, he doesn't have to captain the rest of the linebacking core, that's going to help him be a better player.
How about you there, Dawson?
I'm sorry, what was the question? My family called me for the 17th time today.
No problem.
They know you're about to leave.
Yeah. Oh, you're on the air now? Here, let me call you.
Is it wrong for us to forget about Damone Clark, the linebacker?
No, it's not wrong. No, yeah, last year showed he's a great athlete, and that was enough to get him in position at the college game. But if you can't do it in the pro game early on, it looks atrocious, then you're fighting an uphill battle to become a rotation guy.
How about you there, Chieftain?
You know, I'm kind of stuck on this one. I would probably lean a little bit more to Walchuk. I think you saw the best Damone Clark when he had Vander Esch next to him, and then everything bottomed out after that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still much higher on Overshown if you're talking about young linebacker that you're excited about still. I mean, for me, Clark is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this one for you? We'll go with Chief on this one. Go back to you on this one. Will this coaching staff use Turpin or Vaughn the right way?
I think they showed that they know how to use Turpin. I don't know that Vaughn is ultimately going to be overly usable for anybody. It seems like they're at least trying based on the slot work he's getting in OTAs, and we'll see how much we see of that in Oxnard. You're going to have to get super creative for him. I think Turpin, there were times last year where you're like, my gosh, it's nice to see him incorporated into the offense. He's a guy who can really stretch the field for you, and he made some plays. So, yes, I think they have a plan for Turpin. I just don't know that anybody could really have a overly successful plan for Vaughn.
Yeah, I think they will treat both players the right way. They got a good plan. For Turpin, special teams guy that you try to figure out ways to get the ball in his hand. Is that a jet sweeps or screens or just downfield? I think they got that figured out. And with Deuce Vaughn, the right thing to do is have him on the practice squad, and I think they know that.
I'll kind of have to believe it when I see it here. I mean, I think that it's fun to think of Deuce Vaughn in the slot. Maybe they do, but I've just got to see it in game action before I'm going to buy into they've actually got a legitimate NFL game day type of plan here.
See, the thing that I always see stuff that gets worked on in OTAs and minicamp, and then you never see it again.
Like the red zone stuff we saw last year.
And you're like, they're all they like five opportunities in the red zone, they score 4 times.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden you're like, why are you having red zone problems?
100%. We can get excited with some of this stuff we're seeing at practice, but until we see it in the game, I don't know.
Okay, and boy on this one. Kalen Carson, the cornerback, will be the best defensive rookie in camp.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really excited about Kalen Carson. I think he is going to. Al Harris
of all
is
the defensive guys they drafted,
the rookie DBs.
Yeah, the rookie DBs. Yeah,
yeah, I think so. Absolutely, I'm very high on Kalen Carson's game.
Yeah,
yeah. Based on everything that I know about him, everything you guys have talked about, and things I've read, it seems like this is a guy who's got a legit future here. And I'm not high on Leafau, and I'm not overly high on Nealon, at least from the jump. So I think Carson's fair to be excited about.
This guy's a ball god, Brian.
There you go.
You watched the tape, didn't you?
I did.
There he is.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Brian
it.
Krusty's Corner every afternoon. Brought to you by Reliant Air Conditioning.